The Stone Wasp Nest of Temple City, Episode 14. Here we have a great big scene of the night sky. Here's all the little constellations, and here's what we see as the rest of our galaxy. And we're describing what's happening on this calendar wall here. Each single tablet described one date. All dates referred to the reign of the last significant king. Each date recorded on the magic wall was important in some way to the people of the peninsula. All news funneled through Temple City, and only the most salient events would be inscribed on these clay tablets. The very first tablet, located at the top left corner, recorded the number of years from the beginning of time to the first great king's birth. Here's a little description of what's happening here. The first great king, born 163 years since the beginning of the world. That's what this means. The second king, born 211 years after the first. And here's a tablet that says, the bloody battle occurred on the 18th year of the second king's reign. And this fourth tablet describes a flood during the fourth great king's reign. When Chalk had mastered the written language of the tablets, he discovered that the calendar was not solely a record of events. When viewed as a whole document, the calendar became the story of every being who resided in the world. First Father was frequently mentioned in words of praise, supplication, and fear. However, there are only a few references to Omaha. Chalk had no way to measure the length of the god's journeys. He was back to square one. "Mornin'," says Chalk. "Greetings, Cumix. I noticed you spent all day yesterday at the wall." "Yes, sirree. I still have something to figure out." "Can't figure out how we built it, huh?" "No, that's not it. Actually, I need to calculate today's date." "Huh?" says Jaguar. He doesn't understand. He uses this wall here to calculate the dates of great events. He doesn't care about what day today is. So Chalk says, "But now that you mention it, I do have some ideas about your architecture." "Oh, do you now?" "Yes, I was admiring the corbelled arch on Jaguar Shrine." This is corbelling, by the way. "Did you design it yourself?" Yes, I did." "Reminds me," says Chalk, "of the sauna I built back in my village." "Sauna, eh?" "Bah. Small-time shaman from his sticks thinks his sauna rivals my temple." But you see the similarities. "Yes, if you cut off some stones just right, you could form a larger doorway. And you could rebuild the calendar wall too." "Why would I need to rebuild it?" "You'll run out of space eventually, wouldn't you?" Or I'm saying eventually. "Sooner or later, right? It could be even taller with heavy-cut blocks." Jaguar Priest thinks he's right. And Chalk continues, "Either that, or you'll have to devise a new way of counting that doesn't take up so much space." "Blasphemy!" says Jaguar Priest. "The count we use is holy, handed directly to us from the gods." "But doesn't it seem too bulky?" "And another thing, Shaman. Stones may never be stacked sideways." Ridiculous. "They have been ordained to be stacked vertically, like the mountains of our ancestors." You must be an idiot. "Everything, our numbers, our priesthood, our buildings, our village life, must fit perfectly into the matrix. Otherwise, the web of life would disintegrate. And his belief is expressed by this perfect little grid that surrounds his words. Later that morning, Sakchen was helping a group of acolytes by the river. Sakchen, come quickly! This is the moon priest running down the steps. What is it? Look, your Itsam has pulled down the cacao warehouse and he's defiling the foundation. What? Itsam, stop! Why? Did you find a better shovel? He doesn't understand. Again, Sakchen realizes that this person really isn't his shaman, and he has to explain everything. Our family is buried under our huts. Whose family? Well, for example, the priest who used to live here. Oh, that's whose head this is? Sacrilege, says Moon Priest. Cover that up instantly. This is horrible. I like you, Kimix, but I can't be seen around here, and says Moon Priest as he walks away. Chalk is obviously confused by all this. What does he mean? Moon Priest is not a relative of this man, but every man is an ancestor. It is a sign of respect to bury our family below us. Each time a priest is buried below his shrine, it increases the shrine's power. Sakchen thinks about this and he just can't figure it out. Why did you knock down that hut, Itsam? I want to build a new one out of stone. And Sakchen's imagining like he wants to build them out of one stone. And Chalk corrects him. Not one stone, many stones, like building a wall. But I'll stack them together into a dome just like our sauna back home. Where will we find that many stones? Asks Sakchen. Oh, just look around, Sakchen. They're everywhere. Won't it take a long time? I thought you were in a hurry. Oh, it couldn't take that long, could it? We'll just ask some of these pilgrims to help. It'd be like they were making an offering. He's going to do this no matter what I say, says Sakchen. Besides, we need to earn their trust. And there they all are. They're all watching anyway. Don't worry, they'll love it. Hey, everybody, come on over here. So he gathers them around. Small boulders littered the riverbanks and forest floor. And Sakchen's conscripts hauled them all day, and by nightfall, miraculously, he had constructed a bizarre little hut. Boom, boom. What sorcery is this? Says Jaguar Priest. He didn't even know this was happening. I told you we may only stack stones in a vertical manner. That's what I said, Jaguar Priest, but somehow it works. I still don't know what he means, says Chalk. I mean, it is unnatural for stones to stick to each other sideways. We must only lay stones according to the plans of our ancestors. Anyway, this thing looks more like a wasp's nest than a proper structure. Hey, he's right. It does look like a wasp's nest, says these people looking around. Look at that weird door. The stones are curved round like a bent sapling. Says the other guy, Stone wasp nest. Yes, I carved those doorway stones special so they'd fit right into each other. I did the same thing for the hole in the top. A crowd gathered to ogle the strange new cacao warehouse. Why do we need an arched doorway? Why do we need a hole in the roof? That's ridiculous. Chalk explains, this way we can build a fire inside the hut, and all the smoke gets sucked out the top. They're not getting it. Meanwhile, behind the hut, a conference commenced. Jaguar Acolyte, why didn't you warn me of this? And there's that shifty little acolyte. He just started building it this morning, Itsam. We were working at the river. He was the guy working down here by the river next to Sakchen. How could he have built this in a day? I might have underestimated him. Should we stop him? Too late now, there's already a crowd. Just watch him carefully from now on. All right, we have gone through 4 pages. That means it's time to stop before I go on any further. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this story. I hope you come back next week to read the rest.